This is a new venture for me right now. This is the new podcast, um, the new look of the podcast. I got my man Tim Warner in here. Tim, can
Oh
I see?
wow.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm chilling, baby. How you feeling?
I'm all right.
Yeah,
I'm all right.
yeah, that's
Houston,
all right.
yeah, Houston's been a little challenging and a little disappointing. Um,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
What's been challenging and disappointing about it?
Well, it's kind of been like a perfect storm of challenges where one, the weather is very New York right now. It's like 38 degrees here. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
Supposed to fucking snow. 32 people died in Dallas yesterday because they don't know how to drive on snow.
damn.
Yeah, dude, isn't that insane? So, the weather's been pretty not that great. Um, I don't know. I left when I left Tampa. I had such a really good experience there, and I left on kind of a high note. And I
Okay.
came here with kind of expectations because of the history of
Yeah.
Houston with Brett Butler, Sam Kinison, Bill Hicks, the Outlaws, etc.
Hmm.
So I kind of had a little shining for this place, but it's been the first place that has given me that the stereotypes, the Southern harassment. Um, you know,
You've been getting harassed?
yeah, the hair. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
look looking like an artist in Houston isn't the hippest thing to do.
Oh yeah, you're not in Austin anymore, baby.
Yeah, so yeah, Houston's been very challenging, and it's like the thing is Houston's so diverse,
Uh-huh.
so you get both ends of the spectrum, but you get very little in between, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
So it's like I either get like a lot of love or I get a lot of hate. I don't
Okay,
really
yeah.
get like that middle. So it's been challenging, but I understand that this is all going to benefit me at some point in my life, whether it's
Yes.
sooner or
So
later.
you've been out there just busting shows, or you just been like getting the lay of the land, or what you been doing?
It's really a combination of column A and column B. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I left New York. I'm living in my car, and I'm just going to places that are fucking living like it's 2019. I don't like
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't announce anything, buddy. I just
Yeah.
show up. And if
Yeah.
there's a mic, I try to sign up first. If there's a show, I try to get on it. If
Yeah.
there's Yeah, it's just I'm after 2020, which I call a war on hope. I
Okay.
I really think it's a psychological war on hope,
Hmm.
and I'm just grateful to be fucking performing, dude. And I'm grateful to have some civil liberties and freedoms, because
Yeah.
I'm a person that believes I don't know how long this is gonna last. I really don't.
Well, you don't know how long what is going to last, America or Corona, or because
Well, I mean, look,
Corona is at least the rest of our generation. For the rest of our generation, for at least Corona exists.
yes, the best case scenario I feel is we will live 85% of 2019 and before. I think that's the best we're gonna get.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they've this is what you do in the military to your enemy. You weaken their will,
Yeah.
and
You separate them from each other.
yes, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, I ate some mushrooms and went to Joel Osteen Sunday, and the
I saw that picture. You were like, I was like, is this guy? I was like, that's got to be a trip, yo.
well, here's the thing, dude, and see. It's so. First of all, it's so great to be talking to you because one, it's just great to be talking to you. It's been
Yes,
forever.
sir. Yes, sir.
Two, you can relate like
Yeah.
with the medicinal martial law and everything that's been going on. Houston's a little spoiled, and they
Yeah.
don't realize how
Yeah.
good they've got it down here. But I mean, this
New
is what
Orleans, I'm in New Orleans right now. They just shut down New Orleans last night. Like last night was the last night. And I thought it was a weird move because they're like playing pocket chess in different places. So that Mardi Gras is coming up here and they don't want a lot of people congregating in Mardi Gras. So what they've done, and what I've noticed is that they're making life very tame and controllable and very like all of the large gatherings where we're hard to control as humans are being annihilated. And I'm not saying that COVID is not real. That would be crazy for me to say because I'm not a doctor and I don't know. I don't have enough information. But looking at what I do have information on and what's more serious than COVID and what actions are not being carried out is confusing to me. So I'm like, there's some kind of like advantage being taken, and
yes.
again, I just don't know. I can't say that the government gets everything right. So I'm not like anti-government because like we need. I feel like there needs to be some type of order and establishment for us to be successful as a society, but it can't come at the hands of like it can't be. I don't feel like it should be this stark. I don't know. It feels very stark. It feels very 1920s. It doesn't feel 2020 at all.
Order out of chaos.
Yeah, and
Uh,
and people like wanting like, oh, everything is crazy. We want the government to give us more order now. You know, they're
yes.
begging for it.
Yes. Well, one, this is overblown. If
Yeah,
you won't say it, I will. This is extremely overblown.
yeah,
You know, when you look at things like Event 201 in New York City on October 18th, 2019, it
yeah,
was a simulated pandemic that was sponsored by the World Economic Forum that call COVID the Big Reset. They have a
yeah.
podcast called The Big Reset. It was
Wow.
also sponsored by Johns Hopkins University, who has been giving us the numbers. And then
Yeah.
it was also sponsored by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The
Mm.
reason why it's called Event 201 is because apparently there are 200 viruses around the globe every year. But if
Yeah.
there happened to be one more, what would we have to do to tame the people and keep it at bay, et cetera, et
Just
cetera?
one more.
Exactly. Just
Yeah.
one more. We
Yeah.
couldn't be able to handle it. And, you know, it was 56 days before the first coronavirus thing in Wuhan.
Yeah.
It was called coronavirus. Again, sponsored by all the demons that have been giving us information. The WHO called this a pandemic on the
Yeah.
79th day of Dr. Fauci's 79th year. And it's probably just a fucking coincidence, and there's nothing to see here.
Yeah. Just like
Um,
Bernie Madoff's name is Bernie Madoff, and he made off with all their money.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they're throwing it in our face right now that they're taking over.
Yeah.
It's that blatant. And
Mhm.
to me, the thing is, there's so many people whose hatred for Trump, which I'm
Yeah.
not saying is unjustified,
Yeah.
but their hatred for Trump has blinded them
Hmm.
from a system now. Everyone wants universal base income. Everybody wants free college.
Yeah.
Everybody wants free health care. We are now all relying on a system that does not give a fuck about you.
Yeah. Yeah. I get
And
that.
we're forcing ourselves to rely on it. It
Hmm.
it's very frightening to me how complacent and how willing people are to you can't question. One of the reasons why I left New York is you can't have a fucking question, and if you do, you are some kind of ist or some
Yeah.
kind of ism.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I am a thinker, and I'm
Yeah.
not saying what I'm thinking is right. But
Yes.
the problem with 2021 is it makes everything that happened in 2020 now jeopardy. It's just Jeopardy. All the hardships, all the
Yeah,
suicides. It's all fucking stats now.
yeah.
And that's what's frightening. You know,
No.
everyone's talking about the Capitol, dude. I don't hear people talking about, you don't think they let those fucking people in?
Yeah, yeah, no, it was very performative. A lot of stuff has been performative justice and injustices, and that's why I'm having a big issue with everything. But hold on, before we continue,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's the podcast. I don't have a theme song for the podcast,
Okay, that's
but
great.
I'm supposed to say something, so it's like I'm supposed to have some kind of theme song, bring it in. Although
Yep.
we're talking very heavy vibes right now, this is podcast is related to and surrounding around the marijuanas. We all enjoy the medicinal parts of marijuanas, and
Oh, if
even if
that's the case, let's
yeah.
pack a bowl then. I'm
Pack a bowl,
sorry.
pack a bowl, pack a bowl. Right now, I've been having the craziest day getting all of this set up. I'm still working on the technology right now. I'm running separately my live stream on Facebook and this live stream on YouTube, so only the world will know that after this my podcast is going to blow up because I'm using all of the technology that I have, all the information. So Tim Warner, you're on the cusp. We have now changed the format of the podcast, and you're on that cusp right now. You're on that changing level. So look for the numbers 555 in your life. I want you to look for the numbers
Okay.
555 because they're going to pop up because things are starting to change for you, buddy. All right.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
Very nice.
yeah,
By the way, congratulations on this. And
yeah, yeah,
I'm being 100% serious. And I'll
yeah,
say
yeah.
this to you. There are so many people that are
Uh-huh.
scared to get started.
Yeah.
And the fact that, hey, you don't have a theme song right now, you do one.
No.
Fine, great. I do my podcast all on my phone.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
the production value's low. But
yeah,
you know what? I'm documenting me going around the country
yeah.
during when a global pandemic is afoot.
Yeah,
You
yeah, of
know?
course. Yeah, when the pandemic first hit, I was traveling across to. I was in Texas already, so I had to
Mhm.
drive back because South by Southwest was canceled. And then during the pandemic, I had a job going to like businesses who were having tough time, and I
Yeah.
was doing like interviews for them for this like Jewish network called AFN. So it was wild. I was like really rocking with like Orthodox and Hasidic Jews, and they had this TV network that was pretty cool. I don't know whatever
The only
happened.
ones who fucking stood up to Cuomo and de Blasio in New
Yeah,
York burning the fucking mass in the streets.
Cuomo right now he's trying to control comedy. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He's he's like, no, you guys can't throw comedy shows, but
Yeah.
we can throw comedy shows.
It's complete censorship.
Yeah,
And I went to that comedy rally that was on 4th Street in front of New York Comedy Club East, and none of the people that spoke even brought up the idea of censor. Why do you think you can't do comedy before an election? You put a guy like me on stage in front of some drunk people, we're going to
yeah,
start a fucking fight club.
yeah. And
You know?
and that's it's going to limit opportunities for people who talk. I feel like who speak against
Yeah.
the status quo. But always, I feel like that's always been the case, and that's why I've always been doing the underground shows, and I've started the podcast to like sort of like bring about a different vibe for the artistry, the comedy. I don't want it to just be jokes and jokes, even though I talk to a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
Because I feel like comedians are some of the deepest uh, and darkest people, so you get some real solid information out of them about how the world is working.
I agree 1,000,000,000%, dude.
So right now you're in Houston.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah. Right now I'm in New Orleans.
Yeah, when I went to New Orleans, it was just outside events, and if it got 50 degrees, they would cancel them. So I spent like 12 hours in New Orleans.
Yeah,
What a
it's,
dump! What
yo,
a dump!
it's so crazy out here. It's like flooding all the time. I like, but the houses and it's beautiful, but at the same time, the people are like downtrodden. And again, I'm a black dude in America, so I'm always going around noticing when like how fucked up black people are in different parts of the country, and like what's the drug of choice that they're on. Everywhere there's alcohol. Everywhere alcohol fucks up black people, but out here, I can't tell exactly what that other drug is. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
there's something besides alcohol out here that's like fucking people up.
Well, I'll tell you, Houston, the
Yeah.
homeless here, it is. I don't know if it's just more noticeable, but dude, it is. There are a ton. There's tents
It's
all
more.
over
It's more than
downtown.
L.A. More
Huh?
than L.A. More than L.A.
Not more than LA,
Yeah.
but I'll tell you, dude, it seems like it's more than New York. And I know
Get
that
out
a
of here.
lot of them are in the subways and whatever else, but dude, I mean, I I put it in a podcast as well, but I went around Houston and I made peanut butter and banana sandwiches, granola bars and chips, and I
Yeah.
put them in brown paper bags with a post-it note that said "You are loved." And I went around. I made about 20, 21 of them, and I went around Houston and gave them to the homeless here.
Okay.
It
Okay.
looks it looks like a lot of meth and some heroin here.
Yeah.
That's somewhat, I don't want to say rampant, but it's definitely noticeable.
If you in your car, why don't you head to Austin? I heard that Austin scene is popping right now.
Yes. Well, here's the deal, my friend.
Yeah.
Um, the thing is, like I said, it's going to be freezing.
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, there's shows canceled in Austin. You can't drive in Austin right now as we're talking.
You can't
Okay.
drive.
Correct, because they got like 2 inches of snow and they don't know what the fuck to do.
Okay.
So, like, I'm being that serious, dude. They got a
Yeah.
whole like warning. There's a whole like stay inside, don't drive tonight, whatever else we'll deal
For
with
2 inches of
tomorrow.
snow.
Yeah. So, like I said, Dallas too literally had 32 deaths yesterday due to snow. So it's
Yeah.
freezing. So
Yeah.
right now, Houston's kind of my best bet at the moment. So I'm going to spend the rest of the week here. What I've been doing is, again, I don't have a plan. I don't have a
Yeah.
how.
Okay.
I just have a bunch of whys. I know
Yeah.
why I'm doing this.
Yeah. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? I feel like Forrest Gump. You're like I'm fucking talking to comedy Forrest Gump right now, yo. I don't. I just felt like joking. Yeah. Yeah. I just felt like joking. That's
Yeah.
yeah. But now, why are you doing this though?
Well, one, dude, I want to be a vaccine to the war on hope.
Okay.
I can't allow my country to lose hope.
Yeah.
And I didn't initially set out to do this, but as I've gone, apparently what I'm doing is really inspirational and really motivational. And I've just had a number of people reach out, and it seems like it's really important to a lot of people. And and that's something that I keep in the back of my head. And then also, dude, fuck it, I'll say it. Comedy needs me.
Yeah.
Right now. I don't know how else to say it. When I'm performing in Huntsville, in Daytona, in Tampa, Sarasota, Pensacola, fucking New Orleans, fucking Houston, like I see the reactions, I feel the connections, and I'm talking about what the fuck I'm experiencing right now.
Yeah.
And what I'm formulating as a quote unquote act. It's just I see people feel, I don't want to say relief, but it's just like you're not alone. I mean, that's why I do comedy, so I don't feel alone. When people laugh at the shit I create, it's like, oh, great, I'm not the only one that thinks like this. And I'm just noticing that there's a lot of people, and it's from every spectrum. You know, I've had fucking QAnon dudes in Alabama that absolutely love me. I've had fucking black people in Pensacola. Like, I've had Asian, like it's been a people thing. And with the whole social distancing and this hiding of our faces and communication, 85% of it is fucking body language, and we're not near each other. And it's like things like that, dude, are fucking important and vital, and I will not let them lose a pulse while I still have one. I can't.
Yes. No, I understand.
This is what freedom is.
No, I understand that for sure. I'm like I'm on that journey, but like yeah, I love your intensity about it because when I see what you're feeling inside, I'm automatically like, yeah, I do feel that. Like, you know, I do feel like, yeah. And so, but I feel like, are you, because I've already said during this time, whoever can stay healthy, work physically and digitally, you're going to be a millionaire no matter what. If you can work physically and digitally, you can move around, you can digitally work. If you, especially if you're an artist, you're going to be a millionaire.
Yes.
Are you afraid? Well, I can't. You can't be afraid because you're out there on the road. What's the word? I, well, I guess yeah. Are, are you scared of? Are you scared of COVID?
I came to a point in New York City, and I say this on stage.
Yeah,
There are so many people that are scared to die, yet there's so many more people scared to live. I would rather die like this
yeah,
than live in my apartment in Queens.
yeah,
Um, if COVID, look, you could put all the masks you want on, you could put all the vaccines in your body. You can't avoid death. You
yeah,
can't. You're
yeah,
going to die.
yeah. Well, thanks for the update. Nah, yeah,
But it's just like, am I scared of it? I don't know. No, I
yeah,
guess. I'm not scared of death.
yeah,
So it happens. There's nothing I can do. So this is how I'm gonna go out.
yeah,
This is how I'm gonna go. And I
yeah.
feel, at least for me, there's nobility in it.
No, and that I really that I respect that. What happened for me is that my mother died, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she died about 3 years ago. And then right after my mother died, my like a girl I really loved, she broke up with me. Like we broke up. It wasn't all her fault. I was going through shit. So you know what I mean? Um,
Yes.
we broke up, and I was searching for life, and I started to travel, and I just started to be like, at one point, it hit me. I was like, I'm just at every point in my life, I'm just traveling toward my mother, whether it's slow or fast. I'm just traveling toward her. While she was here, I wasn't able to give her all the things that I wanted to. So I'm like, now I'm just like, fuck it. I can live for me, and I'm just traveling toward her. So I was just like, what would my moms do? Would she want me to be like, yo, fuck it, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't make anything, so fuck art. I quit. It's over, you know. Or would she want me to be like, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day? My mother would always say, Rome wasn't built in a day. So you gotta like, you know. So I'm like, I'm back out here. So I went down to Miami. That was first, so I could warm my bones up.
Yep.
You know, made some connections. I'm a real big connections guy. I'm not always a show guy in town, especially because I don't have like that bubbly personality all the time. So sometimes it takes people to warm up to me. They don't even know that I'm
Oh,
joking.
whatever do you mean?
you
I
know?
get that a lot. I totally understand what you're saying with that.
Yeah. So I'm just like I go around and make connections. So right now I was in Miami. I stayed on the beach side for a weekend. You know, maybe about 5 days.
Hmm.
Just hanging out. Did a podcast. Shout outs to Human Sushi. I did the Human Sushi podcast. He did my podcast
Nice.
last week. Still work again. I'm still working out. I fired my co-producer from last week. You know what I mean? I just fired her because I was just like, yo, it's just been too many technical difficulties.
Good.
I've been relying on you, and the life is too precious. We could work on something else together. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
this right here, I want to just keep it up at the time that it's at and do my job.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, I was down in Miami, and now I'm here in NOLA, and now I'm going to LA next week. And
Really.
people don't even know. People are like, oh, I'm staying in my house. I'm like, every plane I've been on has been packed.
Yep.
Every plane I've been on been packed, and the price of plane rides right now is cheap. And
Yep.
what I think is that what they're doing is like making the American economy restart and trying to keep everything inside of America. So there is no exports, no imports, so that I'm for. I would never have gone back. I wouldn't have come to NOLA. I wouldn't have went to Miami. I wouldn't have spent my money in LA because I had to either spend all of that money in New York and then or travel somewhere else because I was trying to get out the country. Um, But now I'm forced to spend my money in America. You know what I mean? Which
Mm-hmm.
is sort of good for our economy, but it becomes an idea of like, what's
It's
next? Yeah,
it's good until they make it cashless.
then
Okay,
they can count
they had
everything.
you're aware of the gym, I believe, in Jersey, um, that has been open
Uh huh.
during COVID.
Uh huh.
Okay, they've been fined every day over $15,000 for being open.
Yeah.
Now, I believe they've been open, I want to say, since maybe April or May.
Uh huh.
Since then, and we are now in February, since then, not a single person that has gone to that gym has gotten any COVID whatsoever of any kind. Not a pubic hair, nothing.
not
About
not
two
even
weeks,
not even a pubic cove.
nope, not even. 2 weeks ago, those dudes woke up to their business account having $103,000 taking out of their account with nothing. They just woke up, looked at their account, and the money was fucking gone. This
Yeah,
whole this
they can
whole
they can take and give as they want right now. They
Now
do. Yeah.
imagine when we get to this universal base income and it's all fucking digital.
Yeah.
Imagine how much they're going to be able to come in and take and give. They're going
Yeah.
to control millionaires. They're going to control the classes.
Yeah.
And the biggest war that I've seen while living out of my car since election day,
Yeah.
there is classes is the division in America. It's not black and white. It's
Oh,
not
for sure.
fucking. It's not racial. It's not sexual. It's not. It's classes. It's the fucking rich and the poor. And the problem is they got the poor fighting amongst themselves over bullshit like a staged event like the Capitol building and et cetera, et cetera. It's a crying shame.
Damn, yo. It's like I'm talking to my fucking white
Dude,
brother
they're
twin right now.
suppressing. I mean, dude, look at tech companies are the new military industrial complex. They're suppressing any information that goes against the mainstream narrative that they want. They shadow ban your YouTube channels. They'll fucking suspend your Twitter account. And everyone thinks it's so great that
Yeah.
former President Trump cannot speak on Twitter. Let me tell you something. When they start coming for your idols,
Yeah.
that's going to be a fucking issue and it's going to
Yeah.
be too fucking late. It's going to be too late.
It's already too late that people like again, I was like people it was two things that I noticed.
Yes.
People begged for their jobs back. One, because in America our identities are our jobs. So when people lost their jobs, they couldn't go to work, they had to stay home. They wanted to have their identity back. Because it's always in America is what do you do, not what do you love or what are
What do
you
you
about.
be?
Yeah, yeah. What do you? Who are you? You know what I mean? And
Yes.
most people describe who they are as what their work is. And the second thing I noticed was that anytime someone was being pulled over by the cops, myself included, because I do a guerrilla.
Robberies.
No, I do guerrilla marketing, but because I'm black, they do think I'm doing robberies. So,
Right.
so,
Right.
but anytime myself or anyone I've seen, whether it's traffic tickets or anything, being pulled over by the cops, there is 10 cops to 1 to 2 people. 10 cops in any predicament. And the fact that we're not hanging together, we're not in large groups together, we won't be together, we don't conspire together in any way, we don't talk together. They are always at an advantage at
Yes.
this point in history. You know what
That's
I
a
mean?
very great point.
Yeah. So those are two things that I noticed, and I was just like, what is the effect on that? So my brother was talking about cashless societies, but I never thought about it just now when you were talking about being able to, because they added the money to my account, just being able to take it. So when
Yeah.
I do, because this whole time I've been doing my taxes, every time they've been asking me, "What's your account information? What's your account information?" What
Right.
so, and I'm like, they've had it this whole time. So now they've been setting me up. So at some point, I must have signed some paper that says they are allowed to do so
No,
legally.
you didn't even sign a paper, my friend. Unfortunately, you just clicked a little box and probably didn't read all the little words underneath. That is just pages and pages of shit you can't read because it's so
Yeah,
small. Just
Yeah.
click this box. You agree to everything. Yes, I
Yes.
do. I just want to pay my taxes and not have you people fuck with me. That's
Yeah.
all. But I'll click this box without reading the stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
and then they'll every time you get a fucking app update, dude, we all should be reading the fine print that comes with
Yeah.
every update, dude. But they update how often? Like it's what do you do? What
You
do
gotta
you
you got,
do?
you gotta raise kids who can create their own apps, dark web them. Like every kid has to be Jeff Bezos at this point. Like every
Yeah,
kid has.
but now here's the problem, dude. Every kid's getting a fucking participation trophy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Every boy is no longer a fucking man or gonna
Yeah.
grow up to be one. And now you put these kids through fucking social distancing and wearing masks as children while they're fucking developing. What
Yeah.
is this gonna do in 20 years to the fucking first and second graders that we have developing now? I
Yes.
mean, this is absolutely insane, and you can't put a pause button on it. And those are questions that fucking people aren't asking. Do you see these school buses? Do you see these kids outside
We look like
6 feet
aliens.
apart? And they're just going, wait a minute, what? I don't understand. I mean, yeah, grandma's gone, but fucking, what's going on?
Yeah,
Why
we
can't
look.
I go hug my friend?
They can't hug their friends. They have to stand. They have to be so regimented. They have to stand 6 feet apart. They're all like robots and drones, like being droned into
Yeah.
school. And it's like a large military complexes. But what I feel like that's the first wave, but people don't understand. In everything, it mutates. So out of that, if the government doesn't realize that there will be some sort of disease that comes in everything, and that disease will be such regimented and cold people that when they overturn and decide to take things over, they have a sort of telepathic way of communicating with each other because their mouths have been closed and they've been growing up. There'll be a group of children that grow up without ever having to talk to each other, but they still know how to communicate. You know what I mean? And
Well, you can already see the kids now. They talk on the computers, whatever, fine and dandy. You
yeah,
put them in a club with some music. They don't know what the fuck to do.
yeah, yeah.
They don't know how to swipe left and right to get laid in real life.
Well, to their credit, I've never used Tinder, so I don't know how to swipe left and right to get
Right.
laid in real life.
It's
To
it's
their
I'm
credit,
not I'm not I'm not mocking the other things and saying one
yes.
is better than the other,
No,
but
no,
you should know how to do both.
no,
Like,
no. Yes, definitely. You have to have balance. It can't be tipped on one
yeah.
side, or you're gonna be like. I will say this. This is what weirded me out. In Facebook, they just blocked. They blocked my post, right? And
Hmm.
it was like it goes against uh like hate speech or something like that. And it had nothing. When I tell you it had nothing to do with hate speech or anything, it was me reposting something that had something and even and when I what's the word disputed it, they was like, no, we're still gonna keep this blocked. And I'm just like, this is crazy. Like I need another avenue to promote. I need another avenue to get
Yes.
out to people. And I feel like the last this next generation of successful people in our age range will be the people who are not afraid to go out there and die for the art. Will be the
The
people who are not afraid to go out there and hand out flyers.
Yes.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You have to. Like, here's the thing in point that really bothers me. And again, I feel like in New York, you can't point this out or ask this question.
Yeah.
But if you remember, I believe the New York Post put out an article about Hunter Biden in this laptop, connections with Burisma, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Twitter then suspended the account of the New York Post. I remember Kayleigh McNamee, the press secretary, she retweeted it and
Yeah.
they suspended her account
Wow.
now because they said it was bullshit news and whatever
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Okay, fine and dandy. But fast forward to about a week after the election, the FBI took in that laptop and went to investigate.
Wow.
Eventually, it became flat soda. But my question is, when did a Twitter or whatever else, apologize or say that they were wrong for suspending those accounts based on a story that a month later seems to have some plausible, maybe some truth to it.
Yeah.
That is what is frightening to me, where that's just done and it's never talked about again.
I think we need
We
to.
should be demanding. We demand so many celebrities to give an apology if they drop an N-bomb or they
Yeah.
fucking don't use homosexual correctly. But when these people suppress words and thoughts and stories, we do not demand a fucking thing from them.
Yes.
It
Interesting.
blows me away because we don't think of Twitter as a person,
Yes. Interesting. Interesting for sure. I think
right?
it's a conglomerate, but I definitely think we need to hold Twitter and other places accountable, just like we hold the citizens accountable. And what's interesting to me is how this verified nation, this verified idea, gives us this social media juice, this feeling of like of actual internal success, when it's really like we're all putting that cachet on it. It's like it's almost like if we took our money out of the stock market wouldn't have any value, but nobody takes their money out of it because people have said so far it has value. And I think on an individual level, we need to like find out what for us, Tim Warner, Henny Cornelius, that will allow other peoples to put their money in and their value in and constantly let that grow. I'm about to wrap it up, but I got a couple of things I want to talk about real quick.
Yes.
Things we need to create in this world. I've been saying this, but again, since we're on a curve of the episodes, I want to say this again.
Yeah.
We as a society have made fuck robots, and we've also made robot assassins. But we need to make robot garbage men. Robots can see, but they cannot smell.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But they
Yes.
keep on making robots that want to fuck us and kill us. And I don't get it. I wish scientists were less rapey and murdery and more practical. You know what I mean? So I was wondering if you had any ideas on things that are like missing in the world. What do we need? What can we create that'll sort of change the world?
An emphasis on gratitude.
You got to come to NOLA then. Like, come back to NOLA because everybody in here is
And
gracious. Very great.
emphasis
Yeah.
just on everything that you have, dude. There's so many people that don't.
Yeah.
The idea of truly being grateful for the moment is how you live in the moment. And the greatest way to say thank you to the universe is being the best version of yourself. Gratitude is an action word. It's
Mm-hmm.
an action word. You don't make your bed in the morning to be an organized human. You make your bed in the morning to say, thank you that I have a bed and a roof.
Yeah.
That's why you do that. That's saying thank you. So I really think if there was an emphasis on gratitude, I think a lot of people, Einstein, one of the reasons why he was able to, invent so many things and be able to extrapolate so much from the universe is because he was literally grateful for thousands upon thousands of things a day,
Yeah.
constantly, And one thing about this trip, man, I constantly say thank you.
Yeah.
Every morning I wake up and the car's fine. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Every time I go somewhere, no accidents, no nothing. Thank you. It's just like that to me is something that's really, really being missed is gratitude overall.
How can people be gracious to you? How can people be gracious to you? Like
Oh,
how can they show their love to you right now? Like while you're on the road?
oh, just subscribe to my YouTube channel. I get 1,000 subscribers. I can start making a hay penny.
What's your YouTube channel?
Oh, it's everything on the internet for me is I am Tim Warner. So
Okay.
my website, my Facebook, my Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, everything is that. What is this? Oh wow.
Tim
That's
Warner.
cool.
That was the. Let me see. I am Tim Warner right there. Is that it?
Hold Old Man Warner. Let's see here. Yeah. I
Yeah.
am. Yep.
Yeah. So, I'm working it out again. I just started with the new programs, but by next week I'll be a master at this. I'm gonna do it.
Again, so many people don't get started. So the
Yes.
fact that you're getting started and you're continuing, that's what's important. This shit here, this will all come into place like a Tetris. It'll fall
Yes.
in, boom. So just keep doing it. It's fucking great. No need to apologize.
Yeah.
This
I
is how you
appreciate you.
do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, so this is O'Henny Cornelius. That was Tim Warner. I appreciate everybody for popping through. We're on this ever flowing, universal, unlimited timeline of streaming purposes on this YouTube channel or wherever else you finding this. It's going to be on Twitch. It's going to be on Facebook. Hopefully you show my man Tim Warner some love while you're on the road. Send him a blanket. Send him some coffee. Hit up his Cash App.
Coffee.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah. I know while I was out on the road doing the road thing, sleeping in the car and stuff, coffee, sleeping bags.
I got a blanket.
You know what I mean?
Blanket.
Oh, you got okay. Yeah, you got the electric blanket. Maybe send them a Bluetooth radio. Maybe send them one of those portable speakers so you can go out there and do your shows really loud.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We gotta get you up and running, man. We gotta get you into like we could probably you heard of a food truck?
Yeah.
You could do a comedy truck.
Oh, that's pretty. Dude, a kid sent me a thing.
What's that?
He's never done construction before of any kind. He made a hitch that he could sleep in.
Yeah.
And and then the wall, there's a thing that comes down and makes the stage.
Get out of here.
Yeah. He said the day he saw me get the VW Bug.
Yeah.
Because I had a Patreon member ended up co-signing the loan for me to get this car.
Get the fuck.
It's a tremendous story, dude. It's insane.
Yeah.
So this kid saw me get the VW Bug, and he was like, "Well, fuck it, dude. If Tim Warner could do, why can't I?"
Yeah.
So then he got out of his comfort zone, did some construction, made a hitch, and now he's fucking driving around doing shit, doing his stories and whatever else, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Yo, I look forward to seeing more from you, Tim Warner.
Same to you, my friend.
Yo, be safe out there.
You do the same. Thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. All right, y'all. This is O'Henny Cornelius. As always, let me take this down. That was fun. I'm gonna figure out. I got a new camera. I bought a new camera. I'm gonna figure out how to stream that. I'm now streaming through the StreamYard, so you can see Powered by StreamYard. Next week, I'm gonna have everything paid for, so we take that out. I'm gonna be in LA next week, y'all. So hopefully you tune in. Thank you so much. You can hit me with the podcast, with the you can hit me with that money on that ching-a-ling on that Cash App. Let me see. What's that Cash App right there? That's my Cash App. If you see this at any point in history, send it to my Cash App. I'm gonna donate my Cash App to my son. So if I'm not here anymore, my son will get it. Yeah. Hey. Yo, next week is going to be even doper. Shout out to LA, shout out to NOLA, shout out to Miami, the podcast.